It's one of those things that sounds incredibly boring until it's the reason your house closing falls apart 3 days before you get the keys. But there is this entire invisible architecture underneath that decides what a veteran is actually allowed to pay for. And I don't mean what they can afford. I mean what the federal government legally permits them to pull out of their wallet.
The VA home loan program is unique because it is incredibly paternalistic, and I mean that in the most protective sense possible. The VA has a very strict rule: veterans cannot be charged junk fees. They operate under a system often called the 1% rule. Essentially, a lender can charge a flat 1% origination fee, and that 1% is supposed to cover almost all of the administrative overhead: processing, underwriting, document prep, postage, notary fees. If a lender tries to charge a veteran a separate $50 courier fee on top of that 1%, the VA says absolutely not.
But the real world is messy, and real estate laws vary wildly from state to state. I assume that's where the deviations come in. So the deviation list is basically the VA saying, okay, we surrender to local reality in these specific cases.
It tells lenders in this specific state, for this specific item, you are allowed to deviate from our strict rules and charge the veteran for this service. And without that permission slip, if a fee shows up on the closing disclosure, the lender has to pay it, or the seller has to pay it. The veteran is forbidden from paying it. So Circular 2626-1 says, here is the new list of what you can charge, and it points back to the previous rule that says, and you better have a receipt for every penny of it. By forcing itemization and requiring that itemization to match the deviations list, the VA forces a conversation about every single line item. It's tedious, bureaucratic, and absolutely essential for consumer protection.
So for a veteran listening to this or a loan officer, what is the practical move?
But you should look at your loan estimate and ask your loan officer, are all of these fees on the allowable list? For the loan officers, you absolutely need to download the new list from the website referenced in Circular 26-26-1. If you're quoting fees based on the 2024 or 2025 list, you might be underdisclosing or overcharging.
It's a great reminder that in the world of government lending, the devil isn't just in the details, it's in the PDFs. Circular 26-26-1 isn't making headlines on CNN, but for thousands of veterans buying homes this spring, it's going to determine exactly what that final check looks like.